Just relax, kid. You'll be all right. Well, listen, Captain, I'm not a doctor. All I know is first aid and heading uphill. I'm not a doctor. All right, you're not a doctor. I can't be sure. I mean, I am sure, and I don't know what to do about it. Depends on the equipment. Yes, sir. He's got to have an operation right away. Resection. Can you do it? Do what, sir? Operate on. No, sir, I never tried. I can't help it whether you tried or not. You know how? I've seen it happen. You remember what I saw? No. You've got a book on it. I can't guarantee anything. Well, actually. What are the chances if you don't operate?
Okay, I'll tell you about it. I'm not sure, maybe I'll let you sneak back in here. But what it is this piece for Destination Tokyo, and it's about this submarine. They used a story from our submarine in it, and what happened was our submarine was 1 out of 3 that actually had surgery performed on it, and it was because the guy had to have his appendix taken out, and when they did it, they had to he was someone who had never done a surgery before, never did any of that type of stuff. He was only doing giving out pills and that type of stuff. That's what he's trained to do. But they really needed to do it, otherwise he was going to die. So they made tools to do it and everything, and they did it in there. And they used a book, and one guy would read off all the information, what each step he had to do. And so they did that. I could maybe let you guys sneak back down to see it if you want to. Yeah. Alright, are there any other questions about that? Alright, this right here is the control room. 7 men would work in here at a time. There'd be 2 people over there who would control the diving planes. If you do not know what they are, they look like elephant ears on the side of the submarine when they're folded down. And they would use those in order to dive. And then there'd be someone back there by the red and green machine. That's the Christmas tree that would keep track of the vents, valves, and floods, whether they were open or not. And when those were ready, if they were all red, or they were all green, then they were ready to either dive or surface. And then there would be someone back there steering, unless they were steering up in the conning tower that's connected to another steering wheel up there. And then there would be a guy over here who would put water in those tanks, and when they needed to surface, the guy back in that corner would put the air in those tanks. And then there would be a guy standing right here who would yell orders from the captain to all of the men in here. That up there is the conning tower. You can do everything up there that you can do down here. That's also where the periscopes are. If you look from about where she is, that way you can see the periscope. They're right inside these 2 tubes right here. Is there any questions about anything? Oh, and also below the floors are where the pumps are. Does it go over the whole boat? Yeah, it's not right now because they've turned it off in the other rooms because of tours. But yes, it would be throughout the whole thing. This right here is for general quarters. And this one is the surfacing and diving alarm. Any questions? Do you guys want to see the depth charge tag? That was part of the movie below, which was filmed on the submarine.
Sure.
Yeah. I can't get it. There it goes. Thank you.
Can you do that, Greg? Can you do that? How can you tie that? Whatever this is. Oh, somebody did that. Yeah.
Compass.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, dude, what the?
Alright, this is the cruise mess. 72 men had to eat in here because the officers ate down in the other room. So what they did is they ate in shifts of 3 before the shift, and we would have 1 shift eating, 1 shift on duty, and then 1 shift sleeping. And there were 2 cooks and 1 maker who cooked for all 80 men. And they stored food pretty much anywhere they could find. Y'all notice right here's the storeroom, here's another one. This is refrigerator, so that's what they call the cool room. And they also kept food in the benches. And this is another example of giving food wherever they can find a spot. This right here is what they call a potato hatch. I showed this to you when we were up, trying to have you guys remember where it was. But what they would do is they'd use this to load the submarine, but once they got ready to go out to sea, they would bolt the bottom of this up and fill it with potatoes. Then whenever they were served, this one of the cooks could run up through the can tower, get some potatoes, and then break down here to use, of course, when it was safe. They also use this room for ammunition. Right down there is a locker, the ammunition locker, and it goes down below. There's 2 surfaces. There's a whole other floor below. So they'd have someone down there throwing up ammunition to another guy. And right here's the ammunition scuttle that I showed you up by the first large gun. And what they would do is they'd have like what looked like a metal broomstick with a disc on top, and he'd push the ammunition out through there like that. Are there any questions about anything in here? Alright, I'm going to tell you about the next couple of rooms. This next one is the after battery compartment, and that's also the main berthing area. 36 men slept in there. And then after that you'll see 2 heads and 3 showers, which all 72 enlisted men would use. And then you'll see the forward engine room, and we're going to have some, I think I'm going to have some stereos of what the engine sounded like. And then after we get through that, I'll tell you about the engines. 3 showers.
I want to run through this. This is like a lot more room compared to German U.S.
Yeah.
Want to go to sleep, Jason?
I do, man. I'm about to.
What you call cozy?
Feels about as comfortable as a futon.
So much of it. You think that's just 1 or 2 people that sits?
One of these is 1 person. There's 2.
Your diesel engines. And that's a heck of a lever for a toilet.
There are 4 engines altogether with 1,600 horsepower each, and what these engines, how they ran these engines was they ran them when they were surface, which ran the generators and charged